All right, hello everyone. Thank you for participating in the Ragic webinar, which will be starting in a few minutes. We're just waiting for a few more participants to join this webinar, and I'm just going to give them a few minutes, and we'll start really soon. All right, guess it's a great time to start our webinar, so let's get started right now. Hello everyone, my name is Fabio. I'll be the person providing the webinar lecture for you guys today. And today we're going to talk about how to create a simple Ragic database from scratch, from the beginning, from all the basics you need, and then you'll have a general understanding of how to use and create a simple Ragic database. So right now I'm at the homepage of Ragic, which is where you register your account, and you can simply sign up for free. Well, one special thing compared to other, like signing up for other emails or other game accounts, you need two types of accounts to sign up for Ragic. First of all is the database account. As you see here, the name of database. Basically, you have to type in your name of database that you are creating, which will be the link of your database for you to use in the future. So let's type a database name, and then next your full name. Let's just say my name is Fabio Quo, and your email, your password, fabio@email.com, and password. And after that is created, you can simply sign up for free and just clicking on this button, and it will go to this page. I'm just going to guide you to the database I have created for this webinar. So right now, after you have created the database, you'll have this completely blank page, basically like a startup page of your database, and then now you can start creating Ragic. If you're at the home page, you can add sheets in various ways by clicking on the plus button. You can create a new tab or sheet. Well, first of all, since we only have the start tab and the report tab, it wouldn't really be able to locate your sheets. I would start by creating a new tab. So my new tab will be called, since I'm going to be doing a sales order type of sheet, so I'm going to call this a sales tab, and press save. Now, after I've created this tab, I want to design a new sheet. So I'm going to design it. The first one I'm going to design is called a customers sheet. Since you need customers, you need to have like a database of all your customers to be able to use your sales order. Now, so let's see, the customers sheet, I'm just going to call it the customers sheet, and then create the database. Now, after you create the database, you have a whole, create the sheet, you have a whole blank sheet, and then it will provide you some quick templates where you can simply use to have a faster way of creating your sheets, since we have like all those suggested sheet types for you to use. But today, for this one, I'm just going to start one from scratch. Now, after you have created your sheet, you have opened the sheet, you need to create fields for this sheet to work. So by creating fields, you can see we have like this sort of like an Excel format, and then you can start by creating your fields. For example, for a customer sheet, what the fields you need are the name of customer, you need a contact information, so phone number, and I'll talk about like the field types after I create the various fields. Phone number, email address. So I've created 4 types of fields for this customer sheets for your users to later locate their information on. And for the customer, as you can see, we have different field types here. There's a free text, a field that's a lot of X's, and an email and an address field. I'm going to talk about the field types right now. So first of all, a free text is simply any text you can insert. You can insert numbers, you can insert letters, words, anything you want. As you can see in phone numbers, on the left, you can see there's a field type selection. This is phone, and since it recognizes that I'm trying to create a phone number field, since I just designed a phone number field, if it would say that this field is for phones by default, and of course you can still change it. You can change it to anything else for the free text, multiple selection, a normal selection field, and a checkbox field. And we have a lot of different types of field types where you can use, which will come in handy for other designs. And of course, email address, it automatically makes it into an email field, and an address, it also makes it into like an address field where you can simply enter your address in like the address mode you want to be in. We also have other field types. This is the field type where your users can enter data in regards to like your design, but also you can also make a field that has static text, which we call description fields. In description fields, it's basically just text there, and there's no, you can't, like your users cannot enter data about it, since it's just static text over there. You drag a description field here. It says some text to help users to use the database. So I would say, make sure the address is in correct format. And then it will be basically, after I save the sheet, it will be like the reminder field where your users can have basically to view this line. So after a simple customer sheet has been created, I can save this sheet. Now this design is saved, and then you can see what your users can then see afterwards. So when your users are trying to create new customer data, this is what they see. In customer name, they can enter their customer's name, like Harry Brown. Phone number, I'm just gonna type in a makeup one. Harry. Email.com. Address. 22 Main Street. So that is a simple customer sheet that you have this on your form page. Now, as you can see, you feel somebody asks like, why are like the cells or like the field value places? My fields And like my field face is so small, well, you can still change your design here. Simply just go to change design. If you're if you're the sysadmin, you can simply change design whenever you want, and then you can drag the width of the cell. I can, since we have a long address field, I'm just going to drag this cell longer, and then I can again save my database. Now I see a question. It's like, do your field types have to go vertically, or they can go horizontally if you're inputting a spreadsheet that has info with field across the top? Well, in talking about how like the field goes vertically or horizontally, it kind of depends on what kind of fields you're going to designing. Since there's also subtables that your field values will be recorded vertically, that will be taught in later in this lesson. But if you're just trying to like design your field, you can also design your fields horizontally or wherever you want, as long as they have space for. If I'm just gonna show you some like this field 1. So I've designed this field. Oh, this is a description field. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna add another free text field here. So this is a free text field 1. Now, if you want to go horizontally, of course you can. You can simply go on the horizontal after the field value place, field 2, field 3, and almost wherever you want to go. You may see that we have like borders on our design mode where you think it might be like stopping at T, but if you design a field on the really right side and you press save, it automatically gives you more space to move on towards the right. And if you don't really have to design the field from the top, some may be starting in the middle or somewhere, but I personally would like to design the field at the top, since when you enter the form page, it will be easier for your users to see it at the top. And I'm just wondering that some has mentioned that my screen is still at the home page. Is it still at the home page right now? I'm just wondering. Is the stream alright right now? Because I've been seeing people saying that it's still at the home page. Is the stream alright on your devices? Alright, sure. I guess it's good for now, so let's keep on going with this webinar. So I'm just gonna delete this field that I created to mock the designs. So this is a simple customers sheet. I've finished it with even extending the cells. Now I'm going to create more records, and then tell you the difference between a form page and a listing page. Could it be A, B, C, D instead of 1, 2, 3, 4? I'm sorry. Could you please, user slow money main? Could you please elaborate more on your question? I don't really comprehend with this one. Sorry. So feel free to ask any questions. I'll try to respond as soon as possible. So I'm going to create more customer records now. And don't worry, I don't really know these names. They're just on top of my head, some random names. Thank you, Ken Vincent. Thanks for the update that the stream is fine right now. If there's any issues regarding the stream, please notify me, since I like without your comments, I might not be able to know what's the issue with my screen right now. All right, so I've created a various amount of records for this customer sheet, and now you can see this is a form page. Now, what is a listing page? If you click on this leftward button, you can go back to the listing page, and then you'll see the brief of all your records in a list of forms, a list of data. I'm sorry, and then by clicking on any of them, like for example, this one, I click on it. Yep, you go to its form page, and right now I'm going to design. You can also change the design of your listing page by on listing page place, change design, and you can first of all you can select the fields you want to be used on your listing page. For example, right now I select by default it selects all the fields that I have, which are the 4 fields. Now, I probably don't want their phone number, so I just press delete. And now I only have 3 fields here. And other than that, I can also change the colors by going into styles, and let's say label or field value style. You can change the font, how you want to place it, or should you want to be bold. You want to underline the label. As you can see, this field the label is in bold and underlined. And to make it more special, we also have created some coloring themes. For example, I click on this one. You can select from a various amount of themes. For example, I want to make it like one of my favorite things. One of my favorite ones is this, the last one, Great Fortune. It makes it more like a red and a Chinese style for it. So, and of course you can save it. So let's see. And when you save it, it also asks do you want to add additional fields to your listing page. Now I don't, so I just click X, and then I'll exit this place. And as you can see, this is my listing page. It's much more different from what the default creation, which is I think was light blue and not that really colorful, not that many lines. And of course, just like what I just did with my form pages, I need a longer space for the address, a longer space for the email. Change design. Again, you can also drag and change the design of the listing page. Now let's check it out. Now you feel like it's. I'd say the visual view is much better here. All right, and one other thing about these forms is you can also like change its access rights. I'm gonna briefly talk about access rights here. So basically, if you have a lot of users in your database, for example, if you're the owner of the company and you have a lot of different other employees who are in different groups, but however you don't want them to see various sheets, you want them to have only very limited access rights. You can do it for each different form, and by going into the design mode and form settings, access rights, and now you can see we have a lot of different default groups. So if you put your user in a default, for example, a management group, and you want to give them rights to this database, you can make them as a survey user to create and edit their own entries. A viewer, they can view all entries but only viewing. And a bulletin user, create and editing their own entries. but they can also view all the entries. So let's say I want to make the management department as a survey user, and I don't want any other user to have rights, so I just turn on the rights. And now basically for this sheet, the access right is all the management employees, they are survey users, but other than, unless you're the sysadmin or the admin of the sheet, other people, they don't have rights to it. So again, save this database design. And one thing you might wonder is that if you're on the design mode, can you switch to the form page design mode directly rather than going out and then going to the form page and then going to the design mode? Well, simply just click on this right button here, switch to the form page, and now I'm in the form page design. So yeah, now I can again more design the form page. For example, is that all the same designs, all I just did. So this simple customer sheet is done, and now I'm going to create a product sheet with basically the same process. So again, I'm going to add another sheet, create a new tab or sheet. One thing I want to talk briefly right now is we also have templates for you to use, which are pre-designed sheets by us, and then this comes in handy for many of our users. So for example, if I go to install template, there's a sales template, a marketing template, and there's basically for each template there's a vast amount of different sheets for you to use. And yes, they're pre-designed by us, and if you're using the free version, you can also use it. And if you're using the professional version, not only you can use it, but if you think that you need to change, there's probably you probably need different ways of using those sheets. You can simply install the templates and do minor changes or even major changes to the design regarding your company's needs and your company's workflows. But I'm not going to go through the templates that much today, but you can install it and play around with it if you need those templates. Now, going back to adding a new sheet, design new sheet, and this one I'm going to create a product sheet. So this product sheet, I'm just going to create a sheet to record all the products. So create. All right, so I'm going to say it's the fields I might need for a product. A product name, and since it is possible to have a lot of products to share similar names, but it is best to have a field that has unique values. Just to be used. We're going to use link in a little later, and you need unique values for it. So I'm going to create another field called product ID and make it so it has to be unique. So product ID, and since it's an ID field, we can simply generate IDs. So we can make it auto-generate. And with auto-generate, you can also format how you want the field values to be auto-generated. So right now is basically just a 5-digit number. I just want 3 digits since I don't really have that many products, and I want it to be started by product 0 to 000. It will be generated regarding this rule. I want to save this first. Actually, I don't really need to save it, but sometimes for me, I just tend to save it whenever I think of, so at least I have something saved if in case something unexpected happens. Product ID, color, price. If you want me, I'll show you how to import from Excel afterwards. It is really easy, and I'll show you after I have basically all the basics out, and then I'll have some time to show you how to import from Excel. Product price, and also now we have a money field, but I don't I don't want that many digits, so I just want 2 digits. It's more like a monetary setting for me, I guess. ID, color, price, and I guess that's it. There's not much to record a simple product sheet. So again, save, and I'm going to create some products. So as I created a new record, it automatically generates a product ID, which is called product 001. So I'm going to say jacket, brown, price. I'm just going to give a random price again. Saving your entry. Yes, and this will be. Now this is what your product sheet looks like for a record, and as you can see, then I have the name, I have the ID, I have the color, and the price. All right. T-shirt. Now you may wonder that why is this thing marked, this product ID marked in gray? Well, this is because this is a read-only field. I can't do any designs regarding this one. So even if I click on, how do you make a read-only field? I'm gonna go back to the design mode again. So in the design mode, you have a lot of these selections. You can make this unique, read-only, merge a lot of column spans, merge the cells. Basically, it'll make the cell value place larger. So if I press 4, yes, I have 4 cells for the cell value, but I don't need that many, so I just go back to the default. Do not clone, no wrap text. You can make it a barcode, or you can even hide this field. So when you need to hide this field is probably when, for me, I kind of hide this field when I need to do formulas regarding a specific number. So, but right now, I only need to have the product ID to be read only. Get save. And also I need to have the product ID unique, forgot about that. So, no draft. Alright, so now I have my product sheet at just basically the same as how I almost created my customer sheet. Again, now you can see they're all in this place. So right now it goes to the main part for today, which is how you use the sales order. Now in the sales order, we're gonna use a lot of our, I'd say, really important functions, which is creating a subtable, using link and load, and using calculations. So let's do that right now. Create a new tab or sheet. Now this one's called the sales order. Now for a sales order, you of course I need to create a few fields first. Like let's say sales order number, sales. Whoops. I'm gonna change my typing first. Representative. Sales representative. Representative. Date. And it says right now we want to bring the data of our customers in. I want to have a description field first. Description. Customer data. I'll make this one more like a title field, so I'm gonna change the font. Change the font a bit. Whoops, just made it too small. And I'll centralize this. So customer data. So do you still remember like the first sheet we created was a customer sheet? No, right now we can also use link and load. So for the customer sheet, I want to have the customer name, the customer phone number, customer email address, and also the address to bring all the customer data to the sales order really easily without using any copy and pasting. Now, using link and load, it basically limits you from doing any copying and pasting, which limits a lot of mistakes that you might do, or any I'd say sometimes it's even worse when you do copy and pasting and think everything is correct, but you don't find those minor mistakes until the very, very end, or even you never find it. So exit link manager. Now I've created a simple link and load. Do you see this? The L in the design mode, when you see this L, it means this field is done by link and load. So I'm just gonna save this for now to show you the effect of link and load. Now this is my new sales order number. This will be I'll also set it to be an auto-generated field. Have a quote. Date, yes, I just made this is automatically made into a date field, which will allow you to open a date picker, and you can select your date here. And now link and load, when you go to the customer name, which is our linked field, and this is a field where you select from other sheets. Now click on it. Now you can select from one of these records. So I'm going to select Martina Rivera, and now it brings all the details of that user, of this customer, right directly onto this sheet. Save. Now I have basically a sales order with the customer data, and it's also populated on the listing page as usual. But right now, what's more is, other than using link and load, we're also going to make a subtable list to record all of the products that she may have bought. So what is a subtable? A subtable is basically a one-to-many relationships. For example, like one customer may buy a lot of products, and those lists of products will be recorded in the subtable, and the records in the subtable will be only corresponding to that customer's record. So let's create a subtable right now. Well, basically for our subtable, we're also going to use link and load for it. And also you have to be aware that subtables, they go horizontally. So as I remember, the product name, or product ID, I think, product name. Now if you put two field headers side by side, like right side by side, it automatically recognizes as a subtable, since you wouldn't be able to enter anything in the field on the main form if you have another field header right beside it. So yes, so with two fields, now we have a subtable that goes vertically. Again, for this one, since we're also going to use link and load from our product sheet, now we can also do it right now. Link and load. Product sheet. Whoops. Like that. Product ID, which is our unique field. Product name. And I'll just put another few fields right beside it. I'll put color. And I want to put the price. Now that's the two links we're going to use for this sales order sheet. And since I also need another space to add a header for the products the customers may have bought, so I'm going to add insert row. Just go here, go on the left side here, and then right click on it, and then go insert row. Now I have another row, and after that I want the description field right up on top of it. Product data. Okay, I want to make it big. Whoops, this is the column span. Wrong place. Product data. And regarding this user, you can also use link and load to create to basically put in what this customer has bought. So I'm gonna say bought shorts, just a few, and you can basically by default it gives you 3 spaces, but you don't have to fill them up. You can only just fill 1 or 2. But after you have used all of them, you can have the list to go on and on. So let's say she has bought 4, but right now you're gonna wonder is that it, or do you have more designs? Of course. Now I'm going to go to change design. I'm gonna add more fields to the subtable. I'm also going to find a way to use calculation to calculate the total value of the sales order. So price and oops, what is it? So after price, and then I'm creating a new field. This one I'm gonna refer to how many of the products this user has bought, so quantity. So what if they bought more than one of the same item? Yes, that's why I'm changing the design of my subtable now. So I'm gonna say quantity. This will be a numeric field. One thing I would also do with quantity is, since they can't be in decimals, so I'm gonna change the format type to go with 0, so it can be it can only be 1 0 0 1 2 3 4. No decimals allowed. And then total grand total. Now this grand total, since I created below the subtable, this is not a field on the subtable. This is the field on the main form. So since I want to do a lot of calculation, I want to calculate what's the total of their sales order. I'm gonna add a few formulas here. So how do you add formulas? So click on the field that you want to execute formulas on. For example, first of all, I want to calculate the total. I click on this field, go on formulas. Now the total price of each product bought will be the price times the quantity, so which will be D12 times E12. And I would say first, And we'll also have the grand total. Now the grand total is basically the total of F12. Go here, F12. Now since we already have data on this sheet in our subtables previously before this new design on the formulas, I'm gonna apply all formulas to this sheet to all saved records. Actually, I can't do that yet since I haven't recorded the quantity. I don't need to do that yet, but if you already have like numbers, and if you didn't create your formulas regarding to new fields, you only like kind of like edited the fields which already have values on it, and you want to execute the formulas, you can also apply these buttons. So exit, save and exit. Now I can do the quantity. So adding the quantity up. 23 was 10. Now, as you can see, these are all the calculations are all done automatically since we already inserted formulas. We already inserted formulas to them. So now you have all the calculation done, and then you can already have the grand total. Now we can see that this customer's sales order, the grand total is 1,196.5. And basically this is our simple sales order is done. Now you can apply it to a lot of your other sales or your other clients, and they'll be using the same way for the sales order. And now one thing, for this function, I would go to the product sheet for this. I'm going to talk about filtering and sorting. So basically, if you have for many databases, you have probably more than 100 or even thousands of records, and you want to find it or store it in a specific order for some uses. So you can simply filter, like for example, by clicking here, the down button here, you can filter by text, or you can clear sort it. For example, I want to filter it by, I say anything with an S. I just click submit. Now it'll be filtered out with anything with an S, and also you can also filter it here with dates. With the creation date is also filtered by the date field. And there's a lot of on the left side, basically it's all the fields and all the related information to this sheet where you can filter it. And now if you want to have easier, there's a save as view. Now there's 3 types of views. A personal view is basically a filter that is just for you as the user, just for yourself. A shared view is, you can use a shared view if you're the sysadmin, and you can basically allow all your users in the database that are able to access this sheet to use this filter. And a fixed filter is basically your information is filtered on fixed, and nobody can change it unless you remove it. So for example, for this S, if I make it a fixed filter, all my other users can only see this records, all the filtered out records. And talking about a user has requested on how to import data on Excel. Well, basically, if you want to import data from Excel to Ragic as easily, well, first of all, you need to create your Excel sheet, and basically this is how you should create your Excel sheet. On the top of your Excel sheet, you need to locate the field headers. It'll be easier if you do it by the name, by the exact name. ID, color, price. And then you can add a list of data here. So socks, product ID, And I'm going to create a small amount of data from my Excel and then save it. This will be called the upload file. I'm doing all the upload file for webinar. Now after I've saved the Excel file, you can go to tools, and then import data from file. You can import it in Excel format or CSV formats. And then after you go here, choose the file you want to upload. Desktop, upload file for webinar. Yeah, click on upload. And it'll have some checkboxes you need to check, and default the first row is your header. Well, yes, the first row is my header. No, the first row is the header. So yes, after clicking on it, and go next. And right now you can select the fields. Now since I already typed in the name and in the order corresponding to the listing page, it automatically recognizes it correctly. But you can also change it. Like if you want, you can ignore it, or you can, for example, if this field is somehow the color field, you can also change the fields. You can change the field selections here. So and then you can and then after that, after all the settings done, you can upload your data. Now let's go back to the correct ones now. And then after that, click on next. And now you can select to create new records, renew data, which updates existing records, and create new ones if the key value is not found. And update without creating new data, which basically only updates records and skips if the value is not found. Now I just want to renew data and import my data. Now import complete. Let's go back. Let me get the filter out. Clear filter. As you can see, the three of them I've imported from Excel are all in this database. And of course, since this will be also applied to the sales order where I apply link and load with. So if I click on new and on new product, as you can see, there's 10 products instead of the 7, which was before my import from Excel. And also remind you guys, feel free to ask any questions regarding the use of the database during the stream, and I'll try to answer you as soon as possible. So again, now one thing that I think is important for you guys to know is if you're basically the owner of the database, if you're the sysadmin of the database that is for a lot of users for your whole company, it is important to know some things about the account setup. Now go to start and click on account setup. And the first page you'll see is the users page, where you can simply add your users here. You can create new users or edit your users here. Now I have 3 users of my database. So, well, technically they're all me, since I have to use it for different usages. For example, I would edit the users. I can go edit their employee number and anything, but the most important thing is the Ragic group. The Ragic group is basically to identify the user groups for all sheets, which will be used in access rights. So do you remember I had the sheet, I think it was the customer sheet, where I only allowed the management people to use it. That's now I can select only management. He's only a management, and he's not a sysadmin. He's not just a general user. He's only this account is only for management, and then this entry has been saved. And after this has been done, this user will not be able to design the forms where sysadmins can do, and basically, but he'll have access to the customer sheet and be the bulletin user. Was the new table created automatically from the product section that you created? Well, let me try to think how to answer this one. If you're referring to the subtable, which is done by link and load, if you're referring to the subtable that is done from link and load, well, basically it's I added link and load there, and I added link and load where you can get data, select data, and it'll load all the other corresponding data there. And if you're talking about like the design, well, if you place your subtable, if you place your fields horizontally and make where your records will record where each will be lined up vertically, well, then that's how you created a subtable, and then you can apply link and load to it, if that's what you're trying to say. If I didn't answer it correctly, could you please elaborate more on what you were trying to ask? So I want to be like, to give you the best advice. Now, if I'll go back to the account setup for now. Sorry for the brief interruption. Now you can also manage the groups. Again, with this you can also add. We have some default groups and then you can also add groups here. You can also add groups for example, like you have two IT departments, an IT2 department, an outdoor sales department, any department. Make it into more groups, and then you can create more different access rights to your sheets. And if you need to like backup or restore database maintenance, they're all in the account setup. Even if you want to like do the account billing, it's also in here. And it's kind of self-explanatory. If you have any questions, feel free to ask us through the support tickets. Right now, Mr. John Butner would like to know more about the subtables. Go back there. So this is the subtables right now. This on. So again, just to remind you guys, the subtables are made for recording one-to-many relationships. And for this is one customer buying a lot of products, and there's probably other usages like one class recording all the members of the pupils. Yes. So subtables there's also a lot of usages, and basically I say it's not only for recording but also for calculating, and also in the upcoming webinars I also do a more advanced tool on how to make us create a new sheet from the subtable, which it's not that much difficult, but it's a more advanced thing. So is there an issue with the subtables on the sales tab, Mr. John Butner? And also I'm open for any questions for now. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment sections, which should be recorded on the right of your YouTube screen, or if you're using a laptop or computer device, or it should be located on the bottom of the stream if you're using a tablet. And feel free to ask any questions right now. And to finalize this webinar, there's also, if you want to learn more about Ragic, you can go here, learn Ragic, top right of your screen, and click on the learn Ragic. Now we have interactive tutorials which tells you which guides you through how to simple design of your databases, such as installing and using the templates, creating a simple form, creating a subtable, and also creating a new sheet from the subtable. We also have a lot of documents. If you have any questions about the tools, you can go check out our documents. And we also have videos when you designing a sheet or you experience something you think that is not right. Go on the top right of the screen, click on the Need Help button, and submit a support ticket. Click on the support ticket. Is this tutorial? I'm just gonna answer a few questions first. Is this tutorial available to watch later? Yes, this will be saved in YouTube, and just come back to our channel and to see a replay of this webinar. And since the product ID field is auto, do you have from the Excel to upload? Well, I suggest yes. Yes, since when you upload the file, sometimes it doesn't follow the rules of your auto generation. It simply is just uploading data, but not executing the rules. So when you upload a mass amount of data, it's easier to just simply also upload the product ID too. And if you have right now, click on the Need Help button, you'll go to this page. You can also submit a support ticket and then create a subject and also provide the details of your sheet. And by asking your question like this, you'll give us access to your database, and we'll try to solve your issue. And also when you're typing in your description, please, if possible, be as clear as possible, like what sheet, what's the issue, what should be doing, and what's not doing right. So with the clearer details of these issues, it will be easier for us to understand your issue and solve your questions more directly without going. Sometimes when we don't understand the problems, we need a lot of emails back and forth. So, and after all is done, you can also choose a file to, for example, you want to submit a screenshot, which really helps us, since we'll have a clear visual view of what the issue is, or if it's more of like a workflow problem, then a screen recording is even better. So any questions, if you're submitted through here while using a Ragic database, it really helps us. And our support staff will be really happy to assist you to get you the best experience using Ragic. Now, I'm gonna keep the stream on for a little while. If you have any questions, and I'll answer it directly. Also, one last question for you guys. If you guys would like to answer, I would like to know where you guys are watching this, which location you guys are watching this webinar from. Like, for example, which country, so we can have a small understanding of the demographics. And in case you're wondering, I'm actually located in Taiwan right now, which is where our main office is at, and where we're founded. So it's 10:31 a.m. right now. So thank you, Renee Jordan, but technically it's good morning here. talking about the subtables, basically the subtable is just a subtable under the main form, and it's not really separated. It's located on all the forms. And if I create another new sales order, which I can do it right now. So if I create a new sales order, I still have the subtables. I still have the customer data. So thanks for your information, Mr. John Butner. And I hope you will enjoy Ragic in the future, and I hope it will help you. And if you have a company or your group, it will help them as well. Or just 1 or 2 minutes for any other questions you guys might have. So you're seeing if it's possible to converting your database to like a web form. Well, basically our database, it's stored in, you use it in browsers, you do it on the cloud, you store data in the cloud. We use Google servers, and if you actually want to, you can also use the on-premise option. And if you would like to have more details on it, you can feel free to send us an email, and we'll give you more information on the on-premise if you would like to, which will be, your data will be stored on your servers. Alright, I guess that's the final conclusion of our webinar. Now, if you have any questions when you're using a database, feel free to go to the Need Help button and submit a support ticket, or if you have some other general questions, you can still also send us emails through support, SUPPORT @ragic.com, and we'll be happy to assist you. Alright, thank you all for watching today, and we'll see you in the upcoming webinar. Thank you very much.